Okay guys, this is the last video in this series of 4. Don't forget, if you want to win that giveaway prize, to like, subscribe and comment for a chance of winning those acoustic panels, the 4 of them, which we've been talking about through the last 3 videos. We're going to be doing a lot of work to get this finished. We're going to do a sound test at the end with a live kit. So that's going to be fantastic. This is going to be quite a journey, this last video, so stay tuned and we'll see you at the end. So most of the stuff we're going to be doing is on the inside. Obviously we've got all the plastering done. I think the first thing we're going to do is get the subfloor in, so that's going to be insulation, damp-proof membrane and some timbers on rubber. We've also got the outer windows to go in, which are UPVC. We're going to put some insulation inside the beams and box that bit in, and then obviously there'll be a covering that goes over the top of that at a later date. What else? We got Actually, we got a bit of metal cladding to go on the outside. Yeah, we got to paint the room as well. So we're going to do white on the ceiling, and then I'm going to mist coat the walls with the airless sprayer. On the walls, we're going to be doing Brunswick green, which is a little bit of a first for us, which is a little green paint colour. So we've had that made up. We're going to roll that on, but we'll mist coat the walls with a white, just because it's fresh plaster. Obviously, this side is going to be a huge feature wall. So that's going to be going in next week, along with some of the other bits and bobs. Yeah, so we're going to get a bit of lunch first, and then we will bring you guys back. As the weather's getting a little bit warmer, I decided to get a better lunch box. So I picked up one of these Milwaukee coolers. The reason I'm being quiet is because Jacob hasn't seen it yet, but I've bought him one as well, because obviously thought it'd be good to keep the food cold. So I thought if he had his own, that'd be cool. So I've got him one, but he doesn't know, but I'm going to take this in the van and see what his reaction is. Let me just show you first. So it's part of the pack out series, so obviously fits onto our toolboxes. There's a bottle opener there, and I think it keeps cool for about 30 hours. Yeah, so I'm going to take it in the van now and see what his reaction is. He'd probably be swearing and stuff, so let's see. I'll beat it out of you. But then I've got one for him as well, so, but he doesn't know. Anyway, let's just see how it goes. Boil it.
What the?
What?
What's this?
What? What do you mean?
What's this?
It's my lunchbox.
Is it cool?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for telling me.
Feel alright in there? Just feel it.
Why are you freezing? Why are you
No,
freezing popcorn?
No, it's not frozen. It's just I've got just put your hand in there. Pretty good, isn't it? Well, it is.
I just wouldn't say that's cold. Not keeping anything cold, that, mate.
It is. It's got. You're taking the mick. What do you think?
It's a nice box.
Bottle opener. Well, it does. It is a cool. It keeps cold for 30 hours. It does. But I got one for you as well.
I forgot to say. What's this?
It's your kill box.
It's not.
It is. It's brilliant.
No, if I hold my hand,
No,
my hand's going to freeze in there.
No, I haven't put one in yours.
It's not even cold.
That's brand new. There you go.
What made you buy these?
I just thought it'd be good.
Weather.
Well, to be fair, do you remember Gideon's job?
Oh.
Well, he gave us a voucher because he was so pleased with the job. So I used a little bit of that towards a couple of these boxes.
What's
So a big shout out to Gideon. Okay guys, so we decided first job is to get the metal cladding on this side of the building, which is going to be on this side only. The other 3 sides are going to be the thermo IS hardwood cladding, which is going to be in a natural stain. So we've got most of the roof trims on, the rubber roof and stuff. We've got a bit of a trim to go up here, which is down here at the moment. So it's just like an anthracite plastic trim, and that allows the cladding to go up to that without scratching the rubber roof. We also don't put any battens on this side where the metal claddings go because it resonates too much. So obviously we just put it straight on the building. Obviously it's got its own profile, so it works fine in that way. The other reason we do this is because the way the van's packed, we've got all these cladding sheets here, so we got to get all those out first, so it makes sense just to get that. And we've had them cut to the right size as well, so hopefully they'll go straight on, and we're using tech screws to fit those. Anyway, we'll bring you guys back once we've settled. We start by adding the 3-inch archy strip to the underside of the roof. It's only taken about 3 years to realise that the metal cladding company can actually cut the sheets to the exact height we need, saving us a lot of hassle. All we have to do now is trim one end of a sheet so our custom timber corner can slot neatly up against it. You're right, sunbathing. No response. It's alright, I'll unpack the van on my own. It's kind of normal.
Wow.
No walking nibbler.
Always have to have a coffee cup spare, of course.
Ooh.
Basically, coarse coffee grounds.
It's horrible.
They're like tiny little insects. What's this bit now?
This is cutting the metal cladding with the Milwaukee nibbler. There's a video on the channel.
Only nibble with the nibbler.
About the nibbler, which is good.
Does he know where he's cutting it?
I don't know, Jacob. Where am I going to go? Which way should I go?
I don't know if he knows what he's doing. What's easier to follow? Is it this?
Yeah.
Can you go right along the doings, or would you rather along this doings?
No, I think go along this doings.
Okay. It don't seem like he knows what he's doing, does he? I don't even know where he's cutting it, does he? Don't even know where his bloody battery is, does he? Cut! Good cut, mate! Oh. Brilliant cut!
Start again. Ready? It's a great tool, this.
Good cut, this nibbler. Remember, only nibble with the nibbler.
Wasn't too bad.
Safety first.
There's a bit of a wobble, but that's going to get covered.
That's because we're using
anyway.
Rockwool as a table. The nibbler, look. Quick release. Get all the worms out.
It's hot. It's hot.
Once we've made that cut using the nibbler, which honestly is an absolute game changer, we start at one end applying the first sheet of metal cladding. Before fixing it in place, we mark out the position of the holes, then punch through with the self-drilling screws. Job done.
That's all the metal cladding done on that side, guys. Got a few little caps missing on that end, but all good. What's next, Jacob? I think we're gonna have to get inside now, so we'll see what we've got to do. Bring you guys back. So at least we're inside now, guys. Bit cooler. I think what's going to happen is Jacob's going to be prepping the floor, so we're going to get outside in the heat, which is going to be, let's just show you that, which is going to be some 2x1 roofing battens, and we're going to put some 10mm rubber every 40 centimeters on the bottom, and then we've got 20 of the cable floor to go on top, and then some 50mm insulation we're going to squeeze down to fit. It's got to squeeze down to what, 3.5 centimeters? Doing that, I'm going to fit the 2 windows, that one over there and this nice landscape one here. So I'm going to get those done. I'll bring you guys back.
Fitting the UPVC window is a fairly straightforward job. I usually start by prepping the supplied sill and attaching the end caps with mitre adhesive. Once the sill is in place and perfectly level, I position the window itself, making sure it's centered within the opening. A really handy tool I'm using here is the windbag inflatable support. It holds the window in place while I secure it with 100mm torque screws. I finish things off by sealing around the frame with the good old expanding foam.
That's all fitted and expanding foamed in. See plenty of screws holding that, got some plastic shims here and there. Obviously this is perfectly straight, so that was easy to get in. Gonna get on with that other window now, guys, and then we'll bring you back.
The lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets. The storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your calm and easy, but that peaceful life ain't for me.
Okay, so that's the glass in of both windows. We're just prepping the floor now, so I can spray down the walls. Going to be doing a mist coat on these three walls. That's going to be left because it's going to be a feature wall, and then white on the ceiling, and then this is going to be green. What's the colour, Jacob? Brunswick green, which is a little green colour.
It's a little green colour.
Little green colour, literally from Little Green. Nice. Rubber.
Here's a piece of timber without rubber.
What's the spacing on this?
Well, they were supposed to be roughly 40, but some of them are a bit more, some of them a bit less.
It's just like a feel thing.
Well, it's more of a measuring with your eye.
Yeah, well, when you get experience like you, Jacob, that's what you do, isn't it?
And then do it wrong.
Yeah. So this is for the underfloor, subfloor. These are the bass traps for speakers to go on top of in the far corner where the window is, so that's all good. Just actually sprayed up the ceiling for the final coat, so I can't go in there at the moment, but we're making good progress. Hopefully we'll get this floor in this morning, and then this afternoon get some of the green emulsion on the walls. So that's the walls mist coated. Now we're going to get the subfloor in, which is going to be damp proof membrane, insulation, 50mm, 2.5 roofing bands with 10mm rubber underneath, and then 18mm cable floor over the top. So it's going to be kind of compressed rock wool. We're trying to get as much height out of this as possible. So just get that set up and then we'll bring you guys back. Like a swimming pool without the water. This is great footage. Wow. You loved that, didn't you? Is that satisfying? Look, he's gone off in shame. What did I do that for? Once we finish that little bit, we'll get the cable floor tongue groove board over the top, which I think there's about 20 of. So we're going to sort of brad nail those first, fix brad nail them in. Here comes the last one now. This is the new improved fan system, guys. The AC Infinity, which has a probe for humidity. It's got a 10-speed sensor. Yeah, so it's got this controller, which obviously controls the humidity, controls the speed, allows you to set sort of continuous running. So if you leave the room, it'll keep going, all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to see how that's going to be wired in now, and hopefully we can get that in place in the back. And then there's a probe that plugs in, which goes inside the room, which obviously measures the humidity. These are for grow tents, so, and they're pretty reasonably priced. I think it's about £110, something like that. So don't grow anything, just use it for drum studio, eh?
Temp screw in it.
Temp screw?
Well, because we're going to have to take it back off, aren't we?
Where's this bit go?
Yeah,
We'll get to that in a minute.
Get that in there. Well, that's a nice long bit, that.
to be perpendicular to the thing. Yes. Obviously the probe goes into there. We're just going to hardwire it into the chock block there.
Does it just go that way like that?
So it's drawing air out of the room, so the arrows, so it's sucking air out, isn't it? Come on.
Bit of an awkward angle. I could do it like that at the bottom.
Okay, I'm useful. One hand on the camera.
You could actually probably turn that faster if you turn
it. Jesus.
There you go, loads quicker.
Quality check. Oh yeah. Neutral, live, earth. Beautiful. So next in this lovely kit is we've got so that's the controller, which is obviously going to go on the inside, and then we've got a oh yeah, that comes from the so this is what we need to get through, I think. Yeah, so
look how long that is.
That should go through. Oh yeah, not hit a studs, that's good, isn't it? Completely by chance.
No, it's not, we'd work that out. And it's
all the
through.
studs.
Well, that's because we worked it out.
Of course. Just to say, it's alright to drill through holes, you know, like this, as long as you plug both ends. And that's fine for the soundproofing.
Soundproofing. Long and thin, slip right in.
Right, that's all connected. We've put a bit of tape on that so it doesn't come apart. Yeah. Okay, so before we paint this green, we're gonna get the electrical stuff turned up. We got some really cool black sockets and switches. So this is actually going to be for up here. That's going to be for the Kinetic switch, which is a remote switch that's going to live inside there. Hopefully that's going to be deep enough. And then we've got, we're going to have one of these roughly on here, which is going to be for the dimmer over on that side, or sorry, the light over on that side, the light on this side, they're going to be independently dimmed. And then this one, or whichever the other one is, this one, it's going to be like an LED center light. It's going to be a bit of a feature, a bit cool actually. And that's dimmable from a remote. And then that's going to be another one of these boxes for the fan isolator. Okay guys, we're ready to get the first coat of emulsion on the walls, the green emulsion. We're just going to do that. Let's go for it. So that's one coat of the green on. That looks pretty cool. We're going to be getting the floor down today. Now, we tried to do this last time, but because we're using 50mm Rockwool, we thought it would compress enough. But it basically, the floor felt a little bit bouncy, just slightly. So we've actually made some 1 centimetre shims to go, or furring strips, if you like, to go on top of the existing battens, which have got rubber underneath, just to bring it up by 1 centimetre. And then obviously this Caber floor flooring will go over the top, you know, and sit comfortably. It just felt like it was compressing a little bit too much. We did try and get hold of some 40mm Rockwool, but we couldn't, so we had to use 50mm, hoping it would compress, but it was a little bit too much. So we're gonna get that sorted now, and we'll bring you guys back later on.
We start by fixing a 10mm furring strip to the flooring battens to bring them up to the required height. Then it's on to laying the 18mm moisture resistant Caber floor, 20 sheets in total on top of the battens. I'm using the pass load first fix nail gun for this, firing in 40mm nails.
Okay, that's all the floor down. Next job is going to be getting our fake beams up, which we spent a couple of days in the workshop building. They're actually up on the roof. You just about see them. So we'll get to those shortly. But before we do that, we're going to have to insulate in between, just if you haven't seen any of the other videos, just to explain what this is, just to get a bit more height out of the room. That's the external beam carrying the external roof, and this is carrying the internal roof. And obviously, because we're exposed this timber, it allows us to get a bit more height out of the room. You can see how tight it is. but there's a good 2 or 3 centimetre gap between the roof and this beam. So it's completely decoupled. These beams are connected to this wall and the other side, same on the other side there. And then obviously this beam is completely independent. You can see the timber goes through there. So yeah, we've just got to put some insulation through there, which is going to be a couple of different types, and then obviously we can get our beam, which will be screwed in here. So I'll bring you guys back in a bit once we've got the insulation.
To insulate around the beam enclosure, we start by fitting a light density rock wool that easily wraps around the outer beam supports. Once that's in place, we follow up with a heavy density rock wool, keeping it flush with the 2 internal timber beams. As you can see, there's a lot of dust flying around, so make sure to wear a mask when working with any insulation.
So that's all the rock wool, the second layer in there. We're just now measuring up for the beams to go in. This looks interesting, doesn't it? This is our little secure bits for the back. So he's obviously glued it in the middle there, and we've glued these sides on. We've done a bit of a 45 mitre here. Just fingers crossed this actually fits and it goes in okay. Fingers crossed. So these fake beams went in beautifully. Got the paint sort of behind that. It's all fitted to perfection, and we've basically fitted these with some 100mm screws. You just about see there, so we're just sort of pushing that up there. They're not really that heavy, obviously they're made out of 20mm thick timber. And we got these lights fitted, which look cool. This is a central piece, which is an LED light, which has got an integrated dimmer, so that can change colour. That's the access point for the Wi-Fi. We've also got another one of these light banks here. So today we're going to get the sockets on. These are all going to be black. Get the lights on, or the light switches on, and obviously just started getting the little consumer unit prepped. We're going to crack on this morning. We're hoping later on to get the floor in, get the door on, get the windows in. So we've almost finished the internal part of the room. Anyway, we'll bring you guys back later on. That's all the electrics in here done. We've got a couple of high-level sockets there because we're going to have 2 huge bass trap speaker stands, if you like, that we've made. So there's going to be speakers on top of there so we can plug in there. Obviously we've got sockets around there. We've got the consumer unit. We have got, this is for the outside lights that he's finishing. We've got the 2 dimmers for the left and right spots, and then we've got the central light for this amazing light fitting. And then we've got the fan isolator switch, which is controlling the fan outside. And then we've got this box here, which controls the speed and humidity of the room. Obviously it can go on and off. So there's a little probe there. So I think, what are you doing now, Jacob?
What?
Jacob's getting the floor in.
I'm doing the floor.
That's all the skirting board sprayed up, and the windows. We're actually using the Graco Ultra, which is this thing here, which makes it super quick. Obviously there's not much spray kind of gets away from it, so it's not too high powered. Obviously the good thing about doing this here is you don't get damaged in transit. All taking shape, guys, just getting the floor in now. Obviously, if we can get the skirting board, windows fitted, and then the external door, I've got to paint that yet. Quite a bit to do today. Time for the flooring, guys.
While I'm working on the internal windows, Jacob gets started fitting the glossy laminate flooring. He begins at the door end of the room using 10mm plastic shims to start the first row and also to leave room for expansion. Surprisingly, a glazing hammer turned out to be a really useful tool. It helps tap the flooring into place without causing any damage.
The next thing I'm going to do is attack the feature wall. So So I'm going to make a start on this. So this is going to be essentially, how can I describe it? This is going to be a feature wall. It's going to have black fabric all the way across. So we've got this fabric from EQ Acoustics, which I'll link in the description. So it's basically going to have the black fabric across, some 50mm rock wool, and we're going to use some vertical roofing battens just to get the spacings right, and obviously then give something for our scorched timber to go across. So it's going to be like scorched timber built up, and there's going to be maybe a 10-15mm gap in between. So this acts like a giant acoustic panel. In fact, I'd be interested to see how this changes my voice. Obviously that's going to be great for the kit, because we've actually got no acoustic treatment in the room at the moment. It's pretty lively. Obviously the scorched timber is going to be something like this, but it's a bit more of a rough sawn timber. So I'm going to get on with that. Jacob's getting the clad on outside. Let's just have a little look where he's up to, because we're not actually putting a camera on that. So let's just go and see what he's doing. Very nice. So this is the Thermo IS cladding, and we've actually put this in a dark oak stain just to retain that nice kind of colour.
Nice kind of colour.
Nice colour, it's beautiful. And we've got some anthracite up and down lighters to go on here. I'm sure we can do that after. Some nice chunky corners.
I spent quite a bit of time figuring out how to build this huge feature wall. In the end, I decided to build it in situ rather than making smaller panels and then trying to fix them to the wall afterwards. Once the battens are in place, I add 50mm of RWA 45 Rockwool insulation. It sounds completely different once that insulation goes in.
That's the rock wool in the feature wall. So just to recap, we have got some vertical battens we put in which are actually mirroring the studs behind the plasterboard, and on this one we've got some dense 80mm MDF behind that, and obviously then the wall. We've then got a batten across the top. Haven't got one at the bottom, don't think I need that, but what we're going to do next, we've got this black fabric which is the EQ Acoustics fabric, link in the description. I'm going to stretch it across with some help from Jacob. And then obviously we can start pinning our feature timbers on top. Come on, I can't do this on my own. Look, it's a massive feature wall.
That's what they put in the wall of doom, isn't it?
Sounds good though, doesn't it?
The world's quietest room, and they go crazy.
The anechoic chamber. That one. Yeah. Just sound.
The clap test.
As mentioned in the video, we're using fabric from a company called EQ Acoustics, which is acoustically transparent. This means sound can easily pass through the material and be absorbed by the acoustic insulation behind it. We secure the fabric using 10mm staples, definitely a two-person job.
That's the fabric stretched across. Where we've got this join, we've worked it out, we're going to have a horizontal timber going all the way across. What Jacob's doing now is just cutting a couple of corner pieces we've got. So we sort of tried to work out the best way to do this, and it was to pretty much stretch the fabric across the wall, then add some trims after, rather than trying to make it into complete panels or separate panels. So yeah, I decided. Is it on? Battery gone. Standard. That's the first one on. Looking good.
Now for the exciting part, fitting the scorched timber. We pre-scorched these back at the workshop using a roofing torch. Just a heads up, make sure the battens are fairly dry before you start, as moisture can interfere with the scorching process. We secure the timbers using a second fix brad gun and a 4.5cm spacer. It's looking and sounding great.
Okay guys, that's the feature wall done. It sounds great near there. It's like really sort of taking the sound down, like the ambient sound. Obviously that's going to be great for the kit. Looks great as well in the scheme of the room. I'm not going to show the whole room just yet, but yeah, I'll bring you guys back later. hopefully get this thing finished. We're all done on the 7 meter by 5 meter studio, the biggest one we've done on the channel. This has been some finish. We have spent so many hours in the workshop on site getting this finished. I think the results are pretty amazing. This is what it looked like when we started. And this is what it looks like now.
Trying to get me down, but then I get on up into the sea I drown, and it won't shut me up. Now they tell me I'm dumb and I've had enough fun just running around, 'cause I feel like I carry a gun on the tip of my tongue, but now I'm done.
No, I won't stop for a minute. Gotta hit the road, gotta get me off the limit. No, I won't stop till I kill it. See, I'm back at home, son. Ask me how I did it.
I didn't like that.
I did it like that.
I didn't like that. Never kiss me now.
I don't think you got this.
See you on the shower.
So done with the nonsense.
No need looking so stunned. I look innocent, hun, but my mind weighs a ton. Still I stepped in, but you're the sun. Never asked you for none, but now I'm done.
No, I won't stop for a minute. Gotta hit the road, gotta get me off the limit. No, I won't stop till I kill it. See, I'm back at home, son. Ask me how I did it.
So thanks for watching this video, guys. What a journey it's been. We've done 4 videos in this series. Don't forget to like, subscribe and make a comment to get a chance of winning the giveaway prize, which we're going to be announcing in the next couple of weeks once we've gone through all the comments. We've had an absolutely amazing time doing this job, and the amount of features we've packed into this room, it's been more than we've done on any other job. So please like and subscribe. Okay guys, you ready for a bit of a sound test? And we've got a camera set up, or we'll have in a minute, over here, which is probably studio 7 meters, probably I'd say 10 or 11 meters away from the studio over there, maybe 12, about 12 meters. So it's quite a decent way away. Obviously 2 doors there, got the window on that side. Inside, I'll just show you the setup quickly. Pretty simple. I've just got Apple Mac running GarageBand with 2 mics, just so it's not just a phone or anything, it's like a decent sound. So I've got GarageBand running there into a Focusrite Scarlett, just 2 channels. That's all I've got there. So I've got a Audix D6, which is a bit like the mugs we've been using, but the actual real thing. So that's a great bass drum mic, and then I've just got an AKG pencil condenser mic, and then over here I've got a little GoPro just recording the peak level on the dB so we can see how loud we get. I'm just going to play through a few grooves. Let's just see what that sounds like in the room with just a couple of mics. Obviously we can then do some swapping between what it sounds like in here and what it sounds like outside, and how the soundproof's working. Yeah, let's go for it. Okay guys, you probably see on the DB meter got to about 109.8, which is pretty good. I think whoever's going to be using this might be getting a little bit louder than that, so we're probably expecting more like 115, 116, maybe a little bit more than that. But anyway, thanks for listening to the test, and hopefully you can see what that sounds like outside. Thanks for watching guys, we shall see you on the next one.